But I think Matt Colville is in kind of a unique position because he's kind of a personality and people buy the stuff he puts out because it's him putting it out. It's his company putting it out. More so than just, I'm interested in this game because it looks really cool. It's more, oh, Matt Colville put out this game and it's interesting and it looks really cool. If anyone else would have put out that game, I don't think the interest would be there from that player base, from specifically his audience. It's almost like the cult of personality that's following that. And I don't mean that in a bad or insulting way to anyone who's watching this who is a fan of Matt Colville. By all means, cool. It's not, I don't watch his videos, but I don't dislike the stuff he puts out or anything of the sort, So I think that by doing that, it's expanding the player base of old school gaming. And I think old school gaming is already the fastest growing type of tabletop role playing, or at least category of tabletop role playing, in the last 4 or 5 years. So I think this is going to skyrocket that, because what's going to happen is these players, most of his fan base, I would assume, have never been exposed to these games. They don't even know they exist. They don't know that the mechanics that they're using for Crows, a lot of them are already taken from all of those games. They're kind of a nod to those games. And so they're going to be like, wow, this is cool. And then by doing that, by playing that, they're going to meet people who will say, oh, have you tried this other game? Have you tried this other game?
And hey,
it's gonna make the OSR spike again. Yep.
Yeah.
The way that Shadow Dark did a few years ago, I think this game is gonna give it another spike. That OSR, the old school type of gaming, is gonna skyrocket. So that's one of the big implications, I think, of this announcement.
Yeah. And I agree that the audiences are completely different, but they can definitely merge in that way. It's different flavors, right, for everybody.
Different flavors.
It's kind of like, again, I come from the comic book world, so it's kind of like, I guess the people who love superhero comics, and then they can love a comic that's more of a drama,
Exactly.
Something like Saga, which is this really intense drama, and it's a great series. But it's nothing like a superhero comic. But it has appealed to a huge audience, and even to the older collectors and readers of superhero comics, which is what they grew up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can definitely expand the taste of the players.
You can have many, and I could totally see this working in this way with that player base, because that player base was kind of dead set in 5th edition, and the only reason a lot of them went to Draw Steel is because it was Matt Colville that put it out, right? So a lot of them, that's their main and primary game, and some of them, their only game that they play now is Draw Steel. But you can yawn, it's fun.
No, you're good. It's 1 in the morning.
Oh, I know.
I only slept 3 hours last night.
I know, I'm just poking fun.
We played till what? 1:40 almost
Last night,
and then I had to get up at 5 to walk the dogs and take the kids to the bus stop.
Yeah. This is all staying in, by the way. But yes, we did.
Thanks.
We played Shadowrun last night till 2 in the morning your time. So yeah, we're all very tired. So my train of thought, I lost it on my own. But that's what it was. So I think what's going to happen with this player base. So they now play Draw Steel as their main game, or their only game. And now that this game comes out, they might buy it. And like you said, it's different taste. Now with tabletop role playing, it's a little bit different because it's harder to get, especially as an adult, to get everybody together to play for 3-4 hours multiple times a week. And usually you have a long running campaign. You're not just doing one shots for these games. So it's much harder to introduce players to new games. This is a great way for people to introduce other players to new games. Many a time we've had in our own group where someone can't make it to a session. So instead of skipping the night, hey, let's bring out this other game, The Crows. Let's try it out. Let's play it. We only have 3 players, but let's give it a shot. We'll do a one shot and see if we like it. And then something forms out of that. And then they might fall in love with that game and bring the other player that called out or whatever, Or they throw a party and they're like, well, we don't play Draw Steel because we're having this, get together, and Draw Steel may be too intense. We're too complicated, too intense, and we're already running a campaign. Let's do something a little bit more lightweight, like Crows, right? So I could totally see that happening with the player base. But regardless of how they do it, it is going to expand their palette. And once they get a taste, I think that is when they're going to be curious for other games. Oh, what else is like this?